Lost my train of thought. Hey guys! So today's video is going to be a little different. I don't really do so much these kind of types of videos, but it was in one of my suggestions, so I decided to do it. And if you are wondering why I have a totally different background and you're wondering where I am, I'm actually at my new apartment, so I might have a apartment tour sometime soon. And don't mind my hair or my cat. Yeah. So my hair, well, this is my natural frizzy hair. I didn't feel like doing my hair for a video. I decided to do a video on my top 5 favorite movies and my top 5 favorite TV shows. I guess we'll start with my favorite movie. Yeah, if you keep on wondering why I'm looking down, I'm actually looking at my list of you all know that I love like horror stuff from my last video. I'm a horror movie fanatic. I love like all horror movies. I love all TV shows with like horror stuff in it, and so yeah, I actually have quite a bit of favorites, but I wrote down my top 5 that I thought of like from the top of my head. I'll start with number 5. Number 5 is The Strangers. I don't know if any of you watch horror movies or like horror movies, but The Strangers is a horror movie that I watched I think a few years ago, and they came out with the second one lately. That movie, like, it's not so much like really scary. I think more why I like it is because it's so like realistic, you know, like it was actually based on a true event, which is kind of creepy, which I like. I like creepy stuff. I think movies that are based on true stories are more scary than like just random horror movies. So that's my number 5. Number 4 is actually an old classic. It's The Gremlins. I really like old movies, and this one is like sort of like a horror movie if you want, and I actually love that movie. I have the first and second one on DVD, and I could watch it all the time. I love those movies. My third favorite movie is one that actually came out recently. It's 5 Feet Apart. It's like off topic from like the horror movies, but like I cried really hard on this movie, and I don't cry, well, I cry pretty much on everything, but this movie was one of the best love movies that I've watched in a long time. I'm not so much into love movies, but this one in particular I really loved, and that's why it's my third favorite movie at the moment. So second one, another horror movie. This is actually a sequel. There's more than one, but I obviously like the first and second one. I think is the best, but it's The Hills Have Eyes. This movie I watched when I was younger with my friends, and I swear this movie freaked us out. And I actually watched, I think, the first one with my mother and my uncle, and it was the only movie that I actually was afraid of when going to bed. But I really love this movie. It's very, very creepy. Anyways, if you haven't watched it and you really love horror movies, I suggest this one. It's very, very freaky. My first and favorite movie that I can watch a billion times, a billion and a billion times, is The Titanic. Another romance, but based on true events. Like I said, this movie, I don't know what's about it. I know it's so freaking long to watch, but it's really good, and I just love it. I've watched it since I was young, and I could watch it 1,000 times and I will never get bored of it. That's for my favorite movies. At the end, I'll mention recent movies that I've watched, and a movie that I actually want to watch but I haven't watched yet. So my favorite TV shows. My 5th one is the Pretty Little Liars series. I actually really enjoyed it. It's kind of like girly, but in the same time it has like that mystery vibe to it, which I love. I love mysteries, and you know, it keeps you wondering throughout the series, and I absolutely loved it. I was so sad when it ended up finishing. I watched them a while ago, and I still have like all the DVDs. I kept them because I really do love that series. My number 4, some people may laugh, but I really enjoyed on Netflix. It's Jane the Virgin. I've been watching it for a while now, and I keep on watching it every Thursday. Recently, like the last series, it's been up every Thursday. There's a new episode, so I'm still continuing to watch it. I normally have a hard time finding TV series that I get hooked on. Like I've started a few series and then I end up like not continuing, not following, but this one I've been, you know, watching it until the last episode that aired. So number 3, another one that I really love on Netflix is Riverdale. I started watching it. I was told that it was so good, and then I wasn't sure, like I wasn't gonna watch it, and then I heard it was based on like the comics of Archie, and so then I was like, oh well, it's kind of classic. He's based on the novels, I'm supposing, so I actually watched that. Sorry about that, my SD card was apparently full. I guess I have to get one that has more room. That was my number 3. A number 2 TV series at the moment is The Handmaid's Tale. When I started watching this, I thought, what am I watching? It was very weird and awkward, and like a lot of the scenes are very graphic, but obviously it has a storyline to it. It has a lot of action, a lot of mystery, a lot of wonder, and that's why I got hooked to it. I've not watched the new series. That I'm not sure if it's still airing on TV, but I have not watched it yet, and I was hooked from season 1 and 2, and I just can't wait to be able to watch the next one. Number 1, my favorite at the moment, and I just finished season 3. I bawled my eyes out. Stranger Things. I love the show, and I do not know why I haven't started this series way before. I remember watching, like, I think the first episode, and I don't know why I didn't like it. I don't know if it's the fact that it was a little weird because it was about kids, but I didn't like it. I watched, like, I watched the first episode and I was like, what is this? And everyone was talking about it during that time, and it was brand new on Netflix, and I don't know why, I just did not like it. And then my brother watched it and he said give it a second shot, and I did, and I completely fell in love with it. I just love the series. I got so hooked into the characters and so much into the episode. I think I even finished like the episodes, and not even from season 1 to season 3, I think I finished it in like a week, not even, and I have 2 kids. I was very, very much into it. Every time that my kids were taking a nap, or if before a bed, and I'd be up until like what, midnight, and I'd watch the series. Oh my god, I just loved it, and I really hope and can't wait for season 4. That's all for my favorite TV shows. So I said I was going to say my most recent watched movie, and I rented Miss Bala. It's with Gina Rodriguez. She also plays in one of my favorite TV shows, Jane the Virgin. So I watched that movie, and I can say that it was really, really good. And I'm not very much into action movies, but this one was very good. A movie I want to watch is the movie Us. I have not yet watched that, and I don't know why I haven't watched it yet. Normally it's because me and my boyfriend watch it together, so he doesn't like horror movies, and so it's harder for me to be like, hey, I want to watch this by myself. But I really have to watch it. I don't know if it's good. If any of you have watched it and enjoyed it, like let me know. I really want to watch it because it looked really good. And that's it for my top 5 favorite TV shows and movies. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'd like to know what you guys' favorite TV show is or movie is. So let me know in the comments. Stay tuned for more videos soon. Bye!